Hello everyone, this is Gina from Gina White Travels. I want to share with you all some information about how to travel for free. And yes, it is possible. On in this video, I'm going to cover realistic ways for you to save money and travel around the world without taking out of your savings account. Down there, talk about free flights and accommodations and to earn money while traveling. And I'll cover everything you need to know to embark on an adventure that is affordable and sustainable for your budget. So when I talk about rewards points and miles, you have travel reward programs which are presented to you by some on the airplane. Sometimes you may come across some information about that, or just you can go and search on your banking and find out more information about that. But you have to dig a little deeper and look for that. You have credit cards through the airlines, like I said, and hotel chains, and they all offer reward points. And that can be redeemed for free flights, accommodations, and even upgrades. Sometimes a flight is delayed at the airport, and or either they couldn't book you and they ask you to do a standby and come back the next day or so forth. And that's another way also, though, especially during the seasons where it's bad weather and so forth, or something happened with the airplane. Okay, I'm going to start off with signing up for your travel rewards card. Many of them offer various sign-up bonuses if you meet the minimum spending requirement. So make sure you keep on top of that for your budget. Make sure you have your credit report good to go, so there's no delays with that. And you can redeem points for free flights and hotels. You can use your credit cards for everyday purchases. Just remember to pay it back, because if you have all the bills, it serves no purpose though. So what I've done in the past, where I would use my credit card for buying groceries, paying certain bills that'll take your credit card, and for gas, for driving and so forth, or even if you have children, you can pay for their daycare and so forth though. Those are some examples. And even shopping, don't just pay yourself back in different, in those ways around. So you can join an airline, like I mentioned before, in a hotel loyalty program. They have frequent flyer miles and can be accumulated and redeemed for flights with major airlines worldwide. A tip for you is keep an eye out for credit card promotions that offers 100,000 bonus miles. That's enough for a round-trip international flight, depending on where you're at. Number 2, so you can work while you travel. You can get paid to see the world. They have some programs called the Peace Corps. And then they have a teaching English program. For example, there's like a JET program in Japan, which I live right now. And basically they'll pay for, your flight out here, or pay for the passport, and they'll cover some of the cost of living expenses. So as long as you contract out, majority of the time, they're looking for someone with a bachelor's degree. And so for the cruise and ships and yacht jobs, you can get paid while traveling the seas. Jobs include bartending, cleaning, and entertainment roles. Being retired military, I ran into some people that were part of the MSC, which is the Military Sea Lift Command. They're not in the military, but they work for the military on the little small ships though. And you can do work exchange program, and those are platforms like Workaway and WWOOF, and then you have which is Woof, and you have Connect, which you connect travelers with hosts offering free lodging and food in exchange for labor. They also have couch surfing, and most of the time what they would do is they will be willing to teach them something like a craft, like a recipe or so forth, or how to plant or rearrange their garden and so forth, or rearrange their a small room in their home, and then for the accommodations of a couch or a bed or a den to sleep in for the night or a couple of days. You have score-free accommodations around the world. Accommodations is often the biggest expense when traveling, but you don't have to pay for it. There are plenty of ways to stay in incredible places completely free. So, like I said, yeah, like I mentioned, the couch surfing, and you can get back, for honest work, and then you have somewhere to stay. You can do house sitting. A lot of people mention about house sitting. I haven't tried that one yet, but I will be looking into that one though. And which you have exchange for free lodging and trusted house sitting, and then you have to go through a background check. Also for working, they would do like pet sitting also, and then you would house sit in the home, and then you would have somewhere to stay. You just have to kind of provide your own food for yourself, and there's no free private drivers with that though. You have camping for free, which is many national parks and beaches worldwide allow free camping. Just be sure to check local regulations. I'm retired military, so you can have that. Also, if you have like VA benefits, veteran benefits, and you should be able to get your card for the state parks in the United States. And you have monasteries and religious housing for, so they would help out and teach back. And so you have churches and temples and offer free stay for travelers. You may have to help out with the daily chores. And you have hostels. Hostels, you'll be able to stay there, and which is very affordable and cost saving, right? But also with that, you would just probably pick up the laundry and the towels and just tidy around the building and so forth. So we have eating for free while traveling, right? So food is another big expense unless you do intermittent fasting or alternate day fasting. But you can find free meals in almost any destination if you want, if you know where to look. So ways to eat for free while traveling. Some people like to go where, if you're in the United States, at Costco, right? In the morning, early morning. Then you have a volunteer at the hostels, like I mentioned before, and in exchange for a few hours of work per day. And attend free food events. That's always, they love to share their food. And you use, that's kind of like Costco, which I mentioned also. You can use rescue apps. I looked that one up, and I found one that was, I think that this is for pretty much everyone. It's called toogoodtogo, and in food waste, food waste, yeah. So basically the restaurants, they'll authorize the food that's discounted or for free, and you'll get it in like a gift bag or a grab bag, and then you can take it with you. You can stay at locals. Most host families in Japan, they have host families, so that many of them, they couch surf and work away, offer free meals to guests. Though sometimes they have let me think, it's another one. So like in Japan, you have like language exchange. Though a lot of times Japanese locals, they love to bring their food and share their food. So a lot of them is mainly when you have the language exchange, which they share like fruits or vegetables, and just something small though, or a snack, yeah. So we can have and also like if you seek out for someone in a Bible study, they have those also. You have a slow travel, which you can consider, which actually you save a lot more money with that, because when people come and go, they got to go and pay for the cost of for cleaning and getting the place facility ready to go for the next person. And so instead of spending like $200 for what 3 days or a weekend, you can spend a little bit more, so you can get that for probably like a month and a half or so, saving some money. So you could basically shave off $150 is what I'm getting at though. So yeah, so what, 300 for 30 days. So basically the landlord or the owner would prefer to have someone in the house there longer, instead of people coming and going and they don't have enough time to screen these people and see what's going on and make sure that everything's in place and intact. Okay, talking about it's cost effective for slow travel. You have lower transportation costs. The fewer flights and trains you take, the less you spend, or for taxis or so forth. And you have more time to relax and not be in a rush, because a lot of times when you're traveling, especially overseas, you get jet lag, or you're in a different time zone and it just does something to your body. So you don't want that either. You have to look out for your health. Better deals on accommodation. Many hostels and Airbnbs offer discounts for long-term stays. You have opportunities for work or volunteer, like I shared. You can help clean up if it's like a multi-housed unit, or cook, or or share some information, or do some, like I said, language exchange. Everybody loves that. Or helping someone rearrange their files, or with their house or room. And then the pro tip I'll give you is, instead of cramming 10 countries into 2 months, spend 1 or 2 months in each place and watch your costs drop. I have been traveling with myself and my family. We're a family of 5. Me, my husband, and I have my son. He's an older teenager, and I have 2 younger teenagers, my daughters. And so we have to make do. So we have to make sure our budget is good, so we can be able to enjoy the area and the culture and immerse ourselves in there. And just short trips, that one kind of like we're just like recovering just to get up and go. So if that helps. Final thoughts is, yes, traveling is for free is real. Yes. Now many people think traveling is expensive, but in reality it matters. It's a matter of knowing where to look and being open to new experiences. You need to be rich. You don't, but you don't. And so my family always says, how do you do that? Or who does that? Where I'm doing, like, I'm overseas. So they're like, oh, where you get this money from? And so forth. I mean, I have not done house sitting. We budget and we do the rewards. But for that, it just depends on where you're going. Like Southeast Asia, it's cheaper than going all the way on the East Coast to Europe or so forth. Though it just depends on what airlines, and then even some places in the United States, it costs a whole lot more than it takes going overseas. Though, especially if you're overseas already, and we're like in a hub where flights come in and out all the time, and just taking local flights is so much easier, and there's so much that we have to see in Japan, and even just getting on the road and doing that, and we do a lot of tours though, also guided tours. So by leveraging travel hacks and working while travel and staying with locals and traveling slowly, you can explore the world for free or close to it, like I mentioned before. And I'm reading an article that I put together, and I just want to share it on YouTube also, because just to stay consistent. So thank you for listening to my travel tips. And if you can give me a like and a subscribe or comment, and I can share more, though. Because like I said, was in the military when I retired over 20 plus years, and after that we still travel. And not only that, we travel with 3 kids though, and now they're teenagers. So we got a lot of information to share, and with healthy finances and just making things work. So if y'all, like I said, just reach out to me via on a comment, and I'll check my email, or if you email me private like on a DM, or either on the comments in my video below. Thank you. Goodbye.